From the moment Nancy Guthrie vanished, her family lived in an unrelenting nightmare, a heartache that no one should ever endure. The fear, the unanswered questions, the silent nights filled with worry, and the unbearable weight of uncertainty. This story is more than a crime. It's a family's shattered life. And now, shocking developments have emerged that could finally illuminate the dark corners of this tragic mystery. Just 1 minute ago, authorities have reportedly uncovered critical evidence connecting two men, Tommaso Cioni and Dominic Evans, to Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. For months, the investigation has seemed stalled, with leads going cold and hope dwindling for Nancy's loved ones. But today, the narrative takes a startling turn. Sources close to the case suggest that this evidence is more than circumstantial. It may be the very link that law enforcement needed to move the case forward decisively. Nancy Guthrie, a woman known for her warmth and resilience, was more than a statistic. Friends describe her as someone whose smile could light up a room and whose kindness left lasting impressions on everyone she met. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through her community, leaving neighbors and family members haunted by the what-ifs. Each passing day without answers intensified the emotional toll on her loved ones, and every tip or lead that turned out to be false only deepened the pain. Enter Tommaso Cioni and Dominic Evans, names that had occasionally surfaced in whispers, but never with substantial proof, linking them to Nancy's fate. Until now. According to insider reports, investigators have obtained forensic evidence and witness statements that could place both men at the scene or connect them directly to the timeline of Nancy's disappearance. This revelation has reignited the investigation, bringing fresh hope to a case that many feared might never be solved. What makes this development particularly chilling is not just the evidence itself, but the possibility that Nancy's ordeal was not random. The nature of the evidence suggests planning, deliberate actions, and a level of cold calculation that has left investigators and the community stunned. Questions that have lingered for months. Where was Nancy? Who could have done this? Are finally being confronted with tangible facts that could lead to answers. Family members, understandably, have been living in a state of constant anguish. Every knock at the door, every late-night phone call, could carry the potential for new developments. For them, news like this is both terrifying and hopeful, a reminder that the investigation is alive, that justice may be within reach, and that the truth is finally catching up to those who may have hidden it for so long. Law enforcement officials are reportedly acting with heightened urgency, aware that the public attention and the sensitivity of the case demand precise, careful steps. Gathering evidence that will hold up in court is no small task, and authorities must balance the need for speed with the meticulous work required to build an unassailable case. Still, the connection between Cioni, Evans, and Nancy Guthrie marks a pivotal moment, a turning point that could reshape the entire investigation. Public reaction has been intense. Social media platforms are buzzing with speculation, support for Nancy's family, and demands for justice. True crime enthusiasts, armchair detectives, and local residents are all following updates closely, dissecting every reported detail, every report, and every statement from law enforcement. The intrigue surrounding this case is fueled not just by the mystery itself, but by the emotional stakes, the human lives irreversibly impacted by Nancy's disappearance. Experts warn, however, that while this evidence is significant, it is not the final word. Legal processes are complex, and the journey from discovery to courtroom conviction can be long and challenging. Every detail must be scrutinized, every witness carefully examined, and every piece of evidence cross-verified. Yet, for those who have waited and hoped for a breakthrough, this revelation is monumental. It signals progress and serves as a reminder that persistence in pursuit of justice can yield results, even in cases that have long seemed cold. As the story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the lives of Nancy Guthrie's family will never be the same. The fear and uncertainty may finally begin to give way to clarity, accountability, and perhaps some measure of peace. And for Tommaso Cioni and Dominic Evans, the days ahead may bring consequences they have long evaded, a reckoning that, for Nancy and her loved ones, is long overdue. The investigation is still active, details are emerging, and the world is watching closely. This case is a stark reminder of how fragile life can be, how deeply actions can affect innocent people, and how critical it is to ensure that those responsible for heinous acts are brought to justice. Nancy Guthrie's story is far from over, but this latest evidence brings us one step closer to the answers that her family and all of us desperately seek. Stay tuned as this story develops, as law enforcement follows leads, and as the truth behind Nancy Guthrie's disappearance continues to come to light. Every new piece of evidence, every statement, and every investigation step is crucial. For now, the connection between Tommaso Cioni, Dominic Evans, and Nancy Guthrie is a shocking revelation, a suspenseful twist in a tragic story that has gripped hearts and minds everywhere.